It's now past 2 p.m. in Lagos. Remember, you're listening to City 1051. You're hanging out with Bimbola as well. I told you before, I've got two very special guests coming in on the show today as a pair. And I mean, it's lovely to see them in person. I'm super excited about them as well. Make welcome Dami and Toyosi from Big Brother Niger Season 9 edition.
Hello.
Okay, so did you guys actually practice that? Like, you get to chorus the answer. It's really nice. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to be outside again?
Number one, we can press our phones, so
that's one good thing. Yeah, that's one good thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, coming outside, it's great. You know, seeing the outside world again. I mean, for the past how many weeks?
well, lockdown before the show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Quite interesting. I like that. So you guys have not really had contact with people, right?
Like
before
for
you go
like
on the
a
show.
month, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So how long have you guys been friends?
7 years.
7 years.
So at what point did you like, okay, you know what, let's go for this thing
It was
together?
when the audition this thing came up, notice came up. I'm like, Dami, let's try this thing. And she was like, okay.
I mean, it was easy as that.
It was that easy. There was not much convincing to be done. So it was very, very easy.
Okay, so but have you guys ever nurtured the idea of going for something like this before?
Never.
It has never happened.
Never. We didn't talk about it. We've never even thought about, I want to go to Big Brother or something. Never. Never.
Okay, that works. So would you say that you are surprised that you're out this early?
Yes, so because they were not meant to evict in 1 week.
And how did you feel when that happened?
I felt indifferent because it's a game. So if I was in the position to kick someone out too, you're out. So.
But initially, when you guys got out, I saw it on your faces like you were not happy. You weren't indifferent.
I mean, if you were in the house, you wouldn't want to come out, would you?
No.
So it's like it's the first thing that comes to your head, like, oh my God, really? You know, that's the first thing that comes to your head. But you know, as hours passed, I mean, we got to realize that, I mean, it's a game.
Yeah.
Eventually, no bad vibes or whatever.
No
But
hard feelings.
there are some people that we will still pick a bone with anyway at the end of the day. So
we were betrayed.
We'll come back to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that shortly. But I mean, I know a lot happened for you guys in the space of 7 days.
Yes.
You know, but at the time when they asked you guys to stand up and they asked the other housemates to vote, right? Individually, just go in there and vote the pair that you think should make it out. Did you at any point think it would be you guys?
yes.
How? What made you feel that?
I mean, there was I don't know if I'm meant to say the H word, but there was so that was happening already in the house. So it was very obvious that we were going to be the one to be kicked out. But there are some people that we didn't expect
them to
maybe not people, but a particular pair
that we didn't expect them to mention our names at all. But they did, and we are taking it personal right now.
We are waiting for them.
No, true. I mean, there's no room for name calling on the show. Which pair would that be?
That we're expecting to.
No, that you weren't expecting.
We weren't expecting.
Better.
Better. Yes.
Why?
We were close.
Yeah, we had like a good rapport with Sim Better.
This chorus answer is it really a thing?
I mean, we're probably in sync because this is how we actually feel. Do you understand? When we saw the whole thing, when we came out of the house, it's like
when we saw the first
Better.
person, understandable, second, understandable, third, fourth, you
like from where to where?
No
How?
problem.
So we are just waiting for them to come out of the house and let us pick that bone, that fight. Let's pick it out here.
So it is safe to say that the reunion will be very hot.
Maybe not for us.
We got out in the first week. But then
house.
I will pick 1 or 2 people,
Okay.
or 4.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. Okay, I get that. I completely understand that. So let's address the elephant in the room ASAP, and that would be the Tofa situation. Yeah.
The first situation is not an elephant though.
So it's obvious. All right, so then let's talk about it.
Okay, talk about it.
Why am I the let's talk about
there was a chat between from Dami to you,
Yes.
telling you that, look, if you like this fella, just tell me.
Yeah.
And it felt like you were a little bit laid back about that chat.
Yes, because I didn't like him that way. We were just friends. It was just friendship vibe on my end, and then we had like, anytime me and Tofa were talking, it was easy. Talking with Tofa was easy for me. It was like communicating was not hard. It was not forced. So we always had this good flow. So maybe that was what I think. That was what Dami thought. So maybe you guys like each other.
But what did you think at the time?
I mean, at the time, it's just like a guy going up to his guy, like alpha guy. Shay, you like this babe? And that was the whole conversation. It was not meant to be a situation. I don't think it's a situation.
It was
till
never
now.
a situation.
So it was just, babe, I like this person. I hope you don't like this person as well. Although this kind of thing has never happened between us before outside the house, so I think it was just normal for me to have that conversation with her as my friend. Okay, look, I like this person, but I see that you guys talk and all that stuff. Hope you don't like this person. So it wasn't like a big deal.
Okay, I completely understand now that it's probably not a big deal right now, but I would recall that night, right? That night, curiously, you called Dami.
Yes.
And you somewhat had a conversation with her that was a little bit like you wanted to say some things, but you weren't sure if you were going to say them. So, Dami, it seemed as though it was like just after you addressed the Tofa situation in the morning.
No.
Exactly.
Right. I felt like then she came up to me and she's like, "Do you trust me?" And I'm like,
there was a
Do you
conversation
trust me?
before
How?
that conversation. There was no
there
end.
was?
Yes. There was a conversation before when
Yes,
we were,
there was actually a conversation before
then.
that.
When she came back to me, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go ahead with this Tofa situation because I feel like I'm spoiling something between you guys."
Yeah.
So, between you, right?
Yes.
Between her and Tofa.
And Tofa.
Yes.
Okay, so in the night, you now fell
Then I had a conversation
with her.
with TJ.
TJ.
So I think those two
Better
conversations were not aired.
Okay.
So I had a conversation with TJ because she had already told TJ that she liked Tofa before she told me that she liked Tofa. So I had to I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to have unnecessary conversations with her that will make it look like maybe I like him. So I had to since you feel comfortable talking to this person, I could as well just go and talk to this person and know what you have said to him, so I will understand where you are coming from. So when me and TJ spoke and he made me understand our point of view, I went to meet her that, do you trust me? And then do you believe that, if I tell you I do not like somebody, I actually do not
No, hold on. You
Exactly.
said, do you trust me? You didn't go past, do you trust me? And I kept, I don't know if they showed my reaction.
Yeah, it was obvious. You were a little bit agitated at some point. Yes. Like, okay, what are you trying to say? Just go and have it.
Yeah, right? I didn't want to have the conversation people were there, so I really wanted to excuse, and she was talking to Mayor at that
I was
time.
talking to Mayor.
Yeah, so I didn't want to have a conversation then, so I wanted her to come out. We later had a conversation, I think hours after that day, that same night. I didn't sleep on it.
Are you sure? That means looking at you like, are you sure? Are you sure we didn't sleep on it?
I didn't sleep on it.
No, we had a conversation in bed. We spoke about it.
Yeah.
We spoke about it.
And it was sorted out.
Yeah,
Yes,
immediately.
Immediately. It was sorted out.
So there was a diary session from Tofa. I'm sure you must have seen it by now.
Yes.
Where
What is
where he was asked about his interest, people that he was vibing with in the house, and it's no secret that you looked out for him a lot. I mean, in the kitchen, you made sure he got his food at every single time. But this time, when he talked about the people he was connecting with in the house, Dami, he mentioned every other name but yours.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
You should check it.
Aw.
I mean, even though when Big Brother asked him eventually that, how about Dami? He was like, nah, she's very, very special. But he mentioned every other person, Nelly, a few other persons, but conveniently left your name out.
I mean, it happens. We're just surface friends, so it's just 1 week. So you really can't say.
I feel for me because it's 1 week.
It's just 1 week.
People won't get to just miss us because that 1 week nobody made an impact on me, and I'm going to say I didn't make any impact on
any other person.
on any other person. So,
Yeah.
so it's just a week. we are still getting to know whose craze am I going to match and everything.
But at the start of the whole game, you might have mentioned in a recent interview that you go into the house not entirely in the best of moods.
Yeah.
Do you think that affected your game plan?
Yes, it did, because I prioritized my health at that point. I was not feeling good at all. For the first 2 days, I was in so much discomfort. It was a new environment. I know the way this lady cycle is now. You have to like be comfortable. I wasn't comfortable, so it took me time to adjust. And immediately after adjusting, I was out and about. But then they no show me sharp for no while.
So it would come off as though at some point you felt like it was a little bit too late when your real self was starting to come out.
Yes,
Of course, it was late. It was really late.
Okay, now Dami, you seem to have taken a lot of guilt, by the shoulder recently or lately, and I wouldn't say it's understandable, but I could say it is, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about the situation in the kitchen, the outburst. I would say I kind of understand where we're coming from, because
Thank you.
yeah,
At least somebody understands.
Yeah, I do, because I mean it could be a little bit uncomfortable having a lot of people in the kitchen. But why did you choose to react that way?
So it was the spot at the moment. It's not like I chose to react that way. So TJ comes in. TJ, you see why when they come outside,
we have to pick that fight with them.
They should not worry.
Because it's not a fight, and it was not my fight. If it was my fight, it would have been easy. I'm even paid. Let me stop talking.
It wasn't my fight. He wasn't her fight. It was
TJ's
TJ's fight. So TJ was trying to do something for while we were cooking, and there were a lot of people gathered where he was, and I could see it in his face that he was stressed out. He was overwhelmed. So I had to if you guys are not doing anything in the kitchen, I mean leave. And of course it came off rude, and they found it offensive, and I didn't know at the point that they found it offensive, except Chinwe, which she replied back. And when she came back to the kitchen, I just said, oh, sorry about the other time. It was nothing personal. It was just a lot of people in the kitchen and all that stuff. It was the next day. Yeah, it was the next day. She came. Toyosi came to meet me and said a lot of people are angry that this happened in the kitchen earlier. And I'm like, angry for real? Was it that serious? And she was like, there are side talks and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I would apologize, which I did. Well, people do not take it the way I expected them to have taken the apology, which is fine. But kicking us out of the house, I think it was that they were smelling trouble, because I was ready to bring the trouble. Actually,
okay.
So
I like that. So I mean, eventually you guys are a team, right?
Yes.
And you guys knew at the time that you were still fresh in the house.
Yes.
So tell us, what was in your headspace when Dami had that outburst, knowing fully well that, man, this can actually have a serious side effect?
Immediately, because I was there, I'm like, God is about to go down. I knew immediately. I saw it on their faces. I saw their reaction, and they started murmuring immediately. So I think I left the kitchen just like immediately she had the outburst. I left the kitchen, and then I started hearing side talks and everything. But I was just thinking maybe it would die down, so that day anywhere I go to, they're keeping quiet. Any conversation I try to walk into or like join, they just like keep quiet and just look at me and try to be careful. And it was when it became uncomfortable for me. I'm like, okay, you messed up, you have to do something about it. We can't be, it's too early to like make this amount of enemies. Yeah,
I get that. So I mean, to me, when it happened, I felt like you were well within your right. And I'll tell you why, because the inbound waitress at the time had said, okay, if you're not supposed to be in the kitchen,
leave.
You should not be there.
Thank you for that. I think you watched it.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, you should not be there, and it can be overwhelming having a lot of people while you're cooking. Everybody wants to tell you what to do. But I mean, it's one way to look at it. But you mentioned Chinwe earlier, and that was somebody who stood out for me in this conversation, because right after you apologized to them, she had a lot to say even still. Have you heard it?
I've not heard it, but I kind of like knew that she was going to have a lot of things to say, because the clique that were like they had like, I don't know if I'm to call it a clique, but like some people, they had this, and Chinwe was like the major
mama.
No, but she and her guy. Let me just tell you. Let me paraphrase so you can hear it, and I want you to react to it. She said, and the guy, her guy, also buttressed it that you're very rude.
Well, I mean, that might have been the way I came off to them, but definitely I was misunderstood. It's not like I was trying to be rude or anything. Again, it was a spur of the moment. But regardless, me and Chinwe, we both have things to say when she's out of the house. So we can probably fight about this or trash it out, regardless of whatever it is. But we have things to say.
Okay, but are you
we definitely have things to say. Definitely have things to say.
I like that. I mean, it's a word of open letters now. So I mean, I really completely understand that. But would you say that you want her and a person to win?
Huh? To win? Answer now.
Silence.
You know. In a different word, silence means yes.
Sorry, no.
Oh no.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying yes. I'm in between. So please.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Amen.
Everything will be okay.
Amen.
They will be fine.
Okay, but if you could retrace your steps, let's say you had a second chance, you get a call from Big Brother to go back into the house. What would you do differently as a pair?
Okay, number one, we have a script already. We've had this conversation, we've made things up, and then we know what we are going to scatter. What maybe the brother said just give us 2 weeks, Abby.
2 weeks too much.
It's too much, babe. Just to go and scatter
just one more week
and just make it spicy.
So if you would scatter any ship that is looking good, which would you scatter first?
Don't do that.
No, feel free. Nah, for real, it's good. If you were to scatter, and now with what you know, if you were to scatter any ship now, which would you go for immediately?
Talk, my friend. Talk.
I'm trying to think. Wait, let me think first. You go first. Let me think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Let me think.
Me.
You guys, you must give an answer. This one,
if I'm to scatter, it's even all of them. We have to put them on their toes. They are too relaxed. They are forming love. Like from what I'm saying, it's just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That love is too strong for 2 weeks. So we just have to like keep them on their toes.
For who and who?
For all of them that are doing relationships.
The only person or the only pair right now, or the only individuals that I think I really love that I would not scatter their ship is Onyeka and Ozzy.
I swear,
it looks. Before we left the house, Onyeka, we were having a conversation with Onyeka, and she was describing a type of man, and
Ozzy just ticks that. It ticks every bottom
box
except one box that I didn't
it ticks like,
but that's
box?
fine. And she said she likes a man like when he talks, it sounds so erotic. That's the only box that Ozzy didn't tick.
So I think right now on X is like everybody's saying O2, and that's like I feel like those ones they come from a place of genuinity, right? And they've not even started talking. Oh, how I like you. No, they're just
picking and
chilling and all that stuff.
Everything.
It's nice to see.
It's sweet to watch. You could don't touch it by now.
I forget that shippo.
But I mean, ignore what you're seeing on TV currently.
Yeah.
Do you intend to pursue anything with Topher when he leaves the house?
Let him leave the house first. That's the first thing. But right now we're just on a surface. I think before I left the house, it's just a surface friendship. So I mean, right now it's all touchy and lovey with Anita.
Anita, right?
Yes. So and he's planning something for her tomorrow.
So she's not pursuing anything. I'll answer for her.
Wait,
no, don't answer for me. Don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. I mean, let him come out of the house though.
Okay, but hold on a second. So if you were to get back into the
let him come out.
So seriously, do you at any point feel like she got distracted because of Topher?
Distracted?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Do you be very honest?
Honestly, I would think it got like those. I think she got distracted a little bit because of Topher.
Hey.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it really obvious?
To me, yes, it was. To other people, no. To me, yes.
So how would you describe Dami?
In what way?
Generally.
She's fierce, she's caring, loving, she's sweet on the inside.
On the outside, you go. On the outside, I'm what?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right, fair enough.
You too, you say okay.
And how would you describe Tosi?
Teresi is reserved, but she's got her own thing too going on in her head.
What
she's
thing?
I should talk say I did Chris now.
So me too, I
You
did
said
Chris.
you get your own Chris for it. She's beautiful, she's amazing, and she's smart actually. She's really smart. So that's a beautiful person.
Okay. So for any reason, if you were to get back into the house now, you wouldn't want to come between Topher and Anita.
I would definitely would.
Why?
Oh,
Just to cause drama.
I'm going to do that.
I would
Because
hold
you
your
still like
answer.
him, or because you just don't want him to have Anita? Which one?
no, not because I don't want him to have Anita. He can have Anita as I mean, I don't really care, but I'm going to scatter it.
Just to stir things up, you know,
I'm
when
going to
you're
scatter it,
cooking.
don't worry.
Because I've seen the way he looks at her.
Yeah. Tofa. Okay. I'll not say
Just
all
a
of that.
day before we left
Don't worry.
the house. I know what Tofa was saying.
Don't worry.
No.
Please do share. What
That
was he
means
saying?
your share to share.
Yeah. So you're listening. What was Topher saying?
Tofa was like, you're not marking your territory. That's what he
Oh.
said to me before I left the house.
And he told me, oh, your friend, she's just everywhere. And I don't want her to be everywhere. But who is everywhere?
Tofa.
Good.
So do you think that's some form of gaslighting?
Well, can't say for him, but right now, I don't know. Whatever he has with Anita, man, good luck to them.
You don't sound happy about that. You don't even look happy.
How am I supposed to look?
It's all good. I mean, it's really all good. And to be honest, for the few days you spent in the house, you guys had quite enough highlights, you know,
Yeah.
as a pair, and we enjoyed watching you on our screens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely no jokes. If you were to
Thank
give an
you.
advice to your fans, what would you tell them right now?
Why they look me? No get advice when you want to.
Maybe not the gets once. Now the advice we may get with
Well,
that.
I would advise to always go for what you want.
Yes,
to not let fear hold you down. To just
Get right into it.
get right into it. Do it with the fear. Yeah.
Okay. So what does the future hold for you? What's next?
See, this question, we've been answering it, but it's a very hard question.
Hmm.
But for
I mean, it's
me,
not easy.
It's not easy because we are still trying to navigate to this new space.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you guys should just expect more from Twinkle by Zapora as a brand, and from Dami Gold, the nightlife queen. Yeah,
And also a chef.
Oh, interesting. I like that.
Ooh,
I mean, yeah, I think you had a good time in the kitchen. You enjoyed, the few times you were there, and we enjoyed
you.
that too as well.
Aww.
Honestly, you had real good conversation. That was like when you had that outburst. I was like, okay,
Ooh.
that frenzy was a different one entirely. And the truth is, while I was watching, I knew it was gonna have like a backlash. But
yeah.
I just didn't know it was going to be that quick.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But I knew that. I mean, do you guys feel like there is a carcass thing going on in the house?
Yes, there is.
There is, definitely.
Yes, there is.
There is.
But do you think it's healthy?
It is not healthy.
It probably helps the game.
To me, it is not healthy because they will still. I think they will still fall out and going to be bad.
No, but
So-
I mean, it helps the game.
So it's safe to say that you believe there's a lot of fake love.
Ah,
Mama.
sorry for the laugh.
So if you would point
Why do you
fingers,
play close?
if you'd name call those that you think are very fake in the house currently.
Not fake, yeah, but they're just playing the game. We won't say fake, but I feel like they're playing the game in a weird way, though. But yeah, they're just playing the game.
It's all good. It's all good. If you were to tip anybody to win, which pair would you give?
We have 3 pairs, have we?
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
That we want
That
or
we
that we
want to-
think
that
would
we-
win.
That you think?
That we
That we think 3 pairs,
Think.
Yes,
more.
no. not want.
Okay.
I think the Imbadwe twins, or we think the Imbadwe twins, because
They have a
they're
good
very,
chance.
they're very good strategic guys. They know what you're doing. Their head is in the game regardless. Wani X Handy. Obviously, those girls, they're crazy on socials right now.
I mean, they are super energetic.
Yeah, and Zinwe, but right now
it's shaky for them. So I think they're now below the list. They're not more on our top.
They're not on our top 3
then
anymore.
Double K.
Then Double K right now. Yes, so those 3.
Okay.
Look forward to them.
We'll definitely mark those names, and we'll come right back to it eventually and see if your predictions turn out just about right. That's it, exactly. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, it's been an amazing chat. See this chorus? This chorus answer thing that I keep getting, it's actually really nice.
It's
really cute. I mean, we are looking forward to your space. We're looking forward to more things from you guys.
I look forward to it. We'll not disappoint you guys.
Definitely. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.